He's the latest player to commit just this past Monday. He's a top 100 player, top 10 in his position by every rating service. 5'11", 6 foot, around that 195, 200 range, from Tuscaloosa County High School in Northport, Alabama. So, this is a guy where like literally you go into Nick Saban's backyard, like because U of A is in Tuscaloosa proper, but you get the Tuscaloosa County High School. Like we're not going to pretend like this is not a guy who was on their radar or something like that. I mean, people can if they want to, but that's asinine. But yeah, he's an elite talent, and it's not. This is not the Moby Dick of this class, because the whole staff has been on the, we're whale hunting, we're chasing whales and everything like that. Like it might not be, the legendary narwhal, but like this is, a record-setting swordfish type joint. You know what I mean? Like a guy of this caliber, and again, from where he's from, is really, really a great get for Miami. He's long been atop the running back board. He's a guy who I've mentioned a couple of times on here as a very high level target. But offers from Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn. I think Florida State was in there. Just some really top end teams going after this kid. 1,306 yards and 11 touchdowns on almost 6.5 a carry. As a junior last year, he was Alabama 7A football player of the week after a 277 and a touchdown game against Spain Park. Also had 2 catches for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns last year, which efficient, so both times he caught the ball, scored. Pretty decent. But yeah, he's a guy who has plenty of burst and quickness. You can watch in his highlights that he is really quick to get north and south. He's a one-cut guy. He's not really going to dance and wiggle too much, trying to find a hole. Because, you can have those guys who can be feast or famine. I mean, my favorite running back ever, who I'm going to put at the top of the list, and I know other people are not going to say this, would be Barry Sanders. Like he would always, hey, I'm looking. That's why the Lions switched to zone blocking when he got there and just said, look, y'all block the zone and he will pick where he needs or wants to go with his vision and creativity. You're not going to have that kind of performance. It's going to be more a little upright with his running style. So a la Brian Robinson a little bit, just from the physical standpoint. Ooh, Lord Jesus. I thought that was on vibrate. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of an upright runner. But that's a style that can work. But yeah, he's a guy who fits the physical profile at running back. And when you pair him with Wheatley Humphrey, he's a runner. He's a track star at the position. Who's a guy, when you're averaging, 16 yards a carry or whatever it was for Wheatley Humphrey, who I believe is going to end up with a higher rating than present. That's a really great duo. So, again, you go into the heart of SEC country, you go into the same county as the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa County, to get Kevin Riley to commit a couple of days ago. That's a really, really good get